In this video, we'll see control characteristic of the SCR. Fine. Here, control characteristics of the SCR means here, if you want SCR to get conduct, you have to connect your SCR in a forward bias condition. Forward biasing means what? Connecting anode to positive supply of the battery, connecting cathode terminal to negative supply of the battery. Then you can say that this SCR is connected in a forward biasing condition. If you want to make SCR to get turn on, you have to apply gate voltage here. Here VG is the supply, it will apply gate voltage to this SCR. Fine. Here you can have in this graph, you can have no VG, here you have positive peak. When you apply this peak voltage to the gate terminal, no, SCR get turns on. So because of this, across this load, what is that voltage? V0. Here you can see that V0 voltage. So when you apply VG, when you apply this VG, this SCR get turns on. Whenever SCR get turns on, current start to flow from anode terminal to cathode terminal. Whatever the supply voltage you have given, that same supply voltage will flow through this load. So you will get V0 equal to approximately Vs. So you will get V0 equal to Vs. You have this much. And we know that gate has control over the SCR only during turn on. If you try to turn off this SCR using gate, then it will not get turns off. Let's consider here, you have applied VG equal to negative supply. If you apply negative supply also, there is no changes in the voltage V0. V0 will be same as that of Vs, means it represents that SCR is in on state even though you have applied negative VG. So from this one you can say that gate has control over this SCR operation only during turn on. You can't able to turn off this SCR using this gate supply. And also you can see in third cycle you have applied another VG. It also will not do any operation because already your SCR is in on state only. We'll see what they have written here. Control characteristic of this SCR. Positive voltage VG is applied through the load across anode to cathode of the SCR. VS is applied. Positive voltage VG is applied across gate to cathode. A positive gate voltage turn on the SCR. So here we have seen VG will turn on the SCR. Hence VS appears across the load. So because of this you will get V0 equal to Vs. Gate has no control over the conduction of SCR once it is turned on. So because of this one only we have seen that gate don't have control over the SCR once it get turns on. So hence SCR once it is turned on, gate don't have any. Hence applying negative gate pulse does not turn off the SCR. So it will not turn off the SCR by applying negative gate voltage. This is the control characteristic of this SCR. Next we'll see control characteristic of GTO and SITH. What is the meaning of GTO and SITH? Gate turn off SCR, static induction thyristor. These two behavior is similar to SCR, but only thing is that gate has control over the SCR during turn on as well as turn off. But in SCR, during turn off, gate don't have any control over the SCR. Then GTO is used in low power application, SITH is used in high power application. So here we can see that characteristic here. And also this circuit arrangement we have done similar to SCR. Here anode is connected to positive supply, this anode is connected to positive supply, and cathode is connected to negative supply. Fine. Through the load. If you want to make this GTO on, you will apply some voltage VG across gate to cathode terminal. Similarly in SITH also anode is connected to positive supply and cathode is connected to negative supply through the load. And if you want to make this SITH on, you can use this VG supply. So we'll see that graph here. What is that graph operation? This graph is common for both GTO and SITH. If you want to make your GTO on, you have to apply gate voltage VG. Once you apply VG, V0 will be Vs. V0 means what? This is the voltage across this load. Voltage across load means that is the supply voltage, because your GTO get turns off, whatever the voltage is there, that will appear across the load, because current start to flow across the load. So you can see that. If you want to make this GTO off, this negative Vg is enough. If you apply negative Vg, obviously your GTO get turns off, so V0 will be 0. So Vs will be completely 0. Once again, if you apply Vg, it will get turn on, you will get this. So from this graph it is clear that GTO and SITH can be controlled using negative gate also. Means by applying negative gate voltage Vg, you can make this GTO and SITH off. This is the operation of this GTO and SITH. This is the control characteristic here. We'll see what they have written. GTO and SITH, these two have similar control characteristic. We have already seen this. Positive voltage Vs is applied through the load. Obviously here in this circuit we have seen that you have connected GTO in a forward biasing condition by connecting Vs supply. Whenever diode turns on, this voltage appears across the load. Load voltage is nothing but V0 equal to Vs will get. When device is off, output voltage is 0. Obviously device is off means how you can able to make this device off? By applying negative gate voltage. You can make this device off, so output voltage will be 0. A positive gate voltage turn on the GTO and SITH. They can turn off with help of a negative gate cathode voltage. You can able to make this off by using a negative gate cathode voltage. By using this one, you can able to make this off. Next, we can have MCT, MOS control thyristor. Here you can see that this is also connected similar to ACR. Here now, in order to make this MCT on, you will apply gate voltage Vg. When you make this MCT on by applying Vg positive voltage, then current start to flow from anode terminal to cathode terminal like this. Circuit of this MCT, we will see what is that cast. And also you should see that when you apply Vg, then only this MCT will be on. When you remove this Vg, MCT will get turns off. Fine. We'll see that graph. And also you should observe that for negative Vg voltage, this MCT will be on. For positive Vg, this MCT will be off. Here you can observe that for negative Vg, this one will be on. As soon as you will apply positive Vg, it will get off. For negative, it will get turns on. For positive, it will get turns off. This is the control characteristic of this. Here we will see what they have written. A positive voltage Vs is applied through the load between anode and cathode of MCT. A negative voltage between gate and cathode turn on the device, and supply voltage Vs appears across the load. A positive gate voltage turn off the device and the load voltage becomes 0. We have seen that one in this graph. Next we will see next component is what electronics component is BJT. You know that BJT is nothing but bipolar junction transistor. If you want to make this BJT on, you need to apply voltage across base to emitter terminal, and you will control this base to emitter voltage using VB. Once this BJT get turns on, current start to flow from supply to load, load to cathode, cathode to an emitter. collector to emitter, sorry, collector to emitter like this. It start to conduct like this. If you want to make this turn off, no, in that condition you can remove the VB. If you remove the VB, if you remove this one, obviously this BJT goes to off condition. Here you can see, if you apply VB, it will get turns on. If you remove VB, it will also goes to off. If you apply this, it will get turns off. If you remove this, it goes to off condition. This is the waveform of bipolar junction transistor. Next we will see MOSFET and IGBT. Here for MOSFET and IGBT also show the behavior similar to that BJT, but it can be used for some of low voltage applications and all. Here you can see that battery supply, drain, source they have connected here. Next, if you want to make this MOSFET on, they have connected VGS in between gate to source. We'll see that graph here. Waveform of MOSFET, VGS they have applied, V0 will be Vs. Whenever VGS will be 0, Vs will be absent completely, it is absent. The same nature will be applicable for IGBT also. Next, we can list out this operation in this table. So diode, no, this is controlled, uncontrolled. Turn off will be uncontrolled. It don't have any gate terminal. Voltage bopping is unipolar and current handling capability is unidirectional. Next, if you consider SCR, na, or turn on can be controlled here, but turn off gate don't have any control over the SCR during turn off, so it is uncontrolled. Gate drive, for gate what you need to apply, you have to apply pulse here. Voltage dropping capacity is bipolar. Next, current handling capacity will be in unidirectional. Like this, no, for all these for all these power devices, they have listed these operations. Next, we'll see some of the university questions. List the major type of power electronic devices with their symbol. Draw their input output characteristic and give application of each type. Classify power semiconductor device based on the switching control characteristic. Explain control characteristic of power devices. Draw circuit diagram and control characteristic of GTO, MCT and BJT. Write symbol and characteristic feature of BJT triac GTO MOSFET. So like this, no, you will get university questions and you can observe the marks. According to marks, you can explain all these things. Whenever they will ask like for GTO, explain the characteristic means you have to draw that circuit diagram. You have to draw corresponding graph and you should explain all these natures. Next, we'll go with the type of power electronic circuits. What are the different types we have? We have namely 5 broad categories are there. So what are the 5 broad categories we have here? They have written there are total 5 broad categories depending on input apply, output, what job it will perform. Fine. So what are the things we have? AC to DC converter, DC to AC converter, AC to AC converter, DC to DC converter. These are the 5 different categories we have. How it will do all these conversions operation, and we will see that one in detail. Fine. If you look at here, AC to DC converter. So where you can see this type of AC to DC converter, if you consider a rectifier, in your regular lab experiment, no, you have done a half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and all these things. What it will do? It will convert AC to DC. In that application, they will use this one, AC to DC converter. So what is the input for this single phase or 3-phase AC supply? Variable or fixed DC output. Here you can observe that positive cycle is there, and this positive cycle will be controlled by using this one. How much DC voltage you are expecting, na? According to that one you will control this positive cycle. And also here in next cycle you can observe that this negative half cycle is also converted into positive cycle only, and this positive cycle is controlled. This is the controlled positive voltage. Means here you can observe that in this cycle and this cycle you will not get complete positive cycle. Instead of this one you have controlled positive cycle. This is a AC to DC converter. We'll see here. Show the input and output characteristic of AC to DC converter. Input is single phase or 3-phase AC supply. Output is controlled DC voltage and current. AC to DC converter includes diode rectifiers. Here you can see diode rectifiers as well as controlled rectifier. The controlled rectifier mainly use SCR. The input is AC supply. SCR are turned off by natural commutation. Hence external commutation circuits are not required for this. Hence AC to DC converter are also called as a line commutation circuit. You know that for your SCR, if you want to make SCR turn off, you can't use a gate because gate has control over the SCR only during turn on. So because of this, if you want to make this SCR turn off, this negative supply voltage is enough. It will make a reverse biasing across this SCR. Obviously this AC supply make this SCR turn off. You can call this one as a natural commutation. So for this one you don't require any external turning off circuit. Commutation circuit means what? It is a external circuit setup which is used to turn off this circuit. You can call this one as a commutation circuit. So it is called as enough AC supply is enough to make this SCR off, because this negative supply of this AC, it will make reverse biasing across this SCR. So it will make this SCR turn off. You can call this one as a line commutation. These converters are used for DC drives, UPS, high voltage DC. Obviously in UPS and DC you will leave that. So next we will go with the next concept here. Next we can have DC to AC converter. DC to AC converter means in which application you will use this DC to AC converter. If you consider inverter means what? In our home applications, whenever there is no power at all, this inverter supplies power to your home. This is like an emergency power supply. So what is that a DC input you will get from this inverter? Means whatever the battery you have in that inverter, that battery provides the energy in the form of DC supply. But your electronics in your home, whatever the electronics equipment you have, that works using AC. So inverter convert that a battery output to DC to AC. It is the DC to AC converter. You can call this one as an inverter also. Here they have written inverter also. So it is a fixed voltage DC input, variable voltage, variable frequency AC output. Here you can observe input voltage VDC is fixed, output voltage AC will be fluctuating. like a sinusoid. Here you can observe that you are expecting to get a pure sinusoidal, but you are not getting that. You are getting square wave here. So we will see what they have written. Show the input and output characteristic of DC to AC converter. These converters are commonly called as an inverter. We have seen. We'll call this one as an inverter. The input to the inverter are fixed DC voltage. Normally DC voltage is obtained from the battery. As just I told you, in your home application you have the inverter, means for the inverter you have the battery. That battery will supply DC supply. The output of the inverter is fixed or variable frequency AC voltage. You will get output as a fixed or variable AC voltage. AC voltage magnitude is also varied according to our requirement. Inverters are mainly used whenever main is not available. Whenever main supply is not available, you can use that. So for example, in UPS you can use that. Inverter are also used for speed control of induction motor. Frequency, voltage frequency are both varied by inverter to control the speed of induction motor. Used in standby supply and emergency power supply, they will use this DC to AC converter, which is also called as an inverter. Next we will come across DC to DC converter. What is the DC to DC converter? You can call DC to DC converter as a chopper. In your computer now, whatever the SMPS you have in your computer CPU, SMPS means what? It is a switched mode power supply. For that SMPS, now input is what? Fixed DC voltage. It may be 150 or 200 DC volts. But you are expecting to get somewhere 15 volts, somewhere 20 volts, somewhere 30 volt. You are getting some varying DC voltage. So for this one, they will use this chopper. DC to DC converter. Here fixed DC voltage you have. Fixed or variable DC voltage you will get here. Input voltage Vs will be VDC. Output voltage will be fluctuating like that. Input and output of DC to DC converter are chopper. Show the input and output of a DC to DC converter. It is also called as a chopper. The chopper take input fixed voltage DC voltage as a battery. Output is of uncontrolled rectifier. The output of the chopper is fixed or variable DC. The chopper are normally used as a DC drives. Speed of the motor can be controlled in forward and reverse direction. Chopper are also used in switched mode power supply. It is used in SMPS. Here you can observe that actually if you are getting straight line means maximum DC. Instead of this one, somewhere you will make it off. So because of this, if you want to calculate voltage, this output voltage V0, you have to make average of all this on period and off period. So this average VDC voltage is less than this input voltage VDC. So we will get a less voltage. This is the step down chopper. Next you can have another type. What is that another type? You have AC to AC converter. AC to AC converter is also called as what? Cyclo converter. AC to AC converter means if you consider a fan regulator. For fan regulator na input is what? Maximum 230 volt from the KPTCL you are getting. But if you want to vary the speed of fan, you have to vary the regulator knob. As you vary the regulator knob, you can vary the speed of fan. You can call this one as a AC to AC converter. Show the input and output of a cycloconverter. It is also called as a cycloconverter. Input to the cycloconverter is normally single phase or 3-phase AC main supply. It is a fixed voltage and a fixed frequency. The cycloconverter provides output which has variable voltage, variable frequency. Output frequency is lower than input frequency. Then cycloconverter are used in AC truncated traction drives in some of the industrial application where you need to vary both voltage as well as frequency now, but frequency will be less than input frequency. In some of the drives it is used in some of the industrial application. But whatever the fan regulator you have, there you are not varying frequency in fan regulator, only you are varying the voltage. We will see that. Fixed voltage, fixed frequency AC supply, variable frequency, variable voltage AC supply, AC to AC converter or cycloconverter you have. Supply voltage is this much, output voltage is like this. Here now you can observe fixed voltage and fixed frequency, variable frequency and variable voltage. These are used in some of the industrial applications. Next we can have AC regulator. AC regulator is also AC to AC converter, but you are just varying the voltage, but frequency will be constant. Fixed voltage AC supply, variable voltage AC, but frequency remains constant. Here you can see that frequency is constant, but only you are varying voltages. Here you are making it is off. Here you can see this portion is absent in AC supply. In this negative cycle, this portion is absent. It represents that you are varying the voltage. So here we will see what are the university questions we will get from this section. Mention and explain a different type of power electronic converters. Draw their input output characteristic. Total how many types are there? Total 5 types are there. How power controllers are classified. What are power electronic circuit? Explain any two of them with the circuit, input and output waveform. Briefly explain the different type of thyristor power converter. Mention two application of each type. Next, explain different type of power electronics converter circuit with their input and output waveform. These are the different university questions we will get here. In next section we will see remaining portion of this module. Thank you.